Hey, what's up, team? This is Coach Last with Mental Grit Consulting, and I want to welcome you out to the 12-week mental skills training program for triathletes. Today, we're really going to be keeping this short and sweet. I want to welcome you to the program, get you introduced to what we have to offer, as well as the workbook, and lastly, introduce myself to you so you know who you're talking to in the end. But outside of that, let's go ahead and jump straight into it. The first thing that I want you to do, and the most important thing to be successful in this program, is get the workbook printed off. The workbook is just below. Get that downloaded and printed off, as we're going to be utilizing it on a week-to-week basis over the next 12 weeks. This workbook is going to contain all of the content that really derives the entire project. So make sure you get that printed off and have that ready to go on a weekly basis. The workbook really is containing a new topic or tool and/or strategy that you can utilize to train the mental game. And that means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. But the reason that we developed this in the way that we did is we wanted to have a supplemental or augmented experience to your current training plan. So realize that the mental skills training is supposed to go alongside of that physical training plan. That way you're developing the physical component, which really in my mind is the most important component. And secondary, we're developing all of the skills you need to maximize all of that physical training that you're doing on race day. We developed this course and this program as a whole very deliberately, as we're going to be starting with some of the core concepts within mental skills training and then moving into what you can do to really prepare for race day. But it's really a lot of fun, and you're going to have the ability to ask questions along the way to myself and to the rest of my team. So keep that in mind. The whole program gives you access to the comment section within each week's skill. You can always ask questions and read stories from other people as well as we move forward. The other thing that I wanted to do today is introduce myself to you. My name's Nate Last, or Coach Last. I got my mental skills training, degree. It's a master's in exercise and sports science, specifically in the psychosocial aspects of sport. What that really means is that I developed an expertise or a lot of education within what happens around an athlete as well as within an athlete's mind that helps them perform optimally. There's a lot of science and a lot of research that backs up all the things that we're going to be doing throughout this entire program. So really realize that what I'm teaching you isn't necessarily anything new. It's actually the same stuff that's being utilized by elite, Olympic level athletes across the entire world. So this stuff is going to be delivered to you so you can start developing these skills that are necessary now. No matter what level that you're at. And all of this stuff that we're talking about can be utilized from the beginners to the elite athletes. So just start developing the framework now. Now, let me give you a bit of background on why or kind of my story and why I developed this the way I did. To be completely honest with you, I had no idea how to help or work with endurance athletes just 3 years ago. I had no idea what to do with them, and I realized that there was this big gap. So I actually wanted to improve myself, improve my own experiential learning, and really get into triathlon. I started in triathlon and ended up wanting to go after an Ironman, just so I could understand the mindset behind the training, behind the competitive elite athletes that I wanted to work with. And throughout that experience, I ended up completing the 7 half Ironman events as well as a full Ironman just this last year at Coeur d'Alene in that sunset year. And it was a phenomenal experience. And I'll have to say it gave me so much perspective on the event, on the competition, and on endurance athletics as a whole. So I really want you to understand that where all of this comes from my own personal experience with a little bit of education and understanding in the mental skills game as well. So hopefully all of these skills are going to be helpful for you. To really approach and understand the mindset behind a really effective and performing triathlete, as well as your ability and capacity to perform in training and competition. So that's a little bit of background on myself, on the program. Each week, again, we're going to be coming to you with a new topic So keep that in mind. But if you have any questions, you can always get in touch with me at natel@mentalgritconsulting.com. You can get in touch through our website at www.mentalgritconsulting.com, and or you can join our Facebook or Instagram profiles for continuous topics and bits and pieces of articles and stories that are being told from the perspective of a mental skills development kind of side of things, which is a really fun side of it, if you ask me. You guys all know how impactful the mental game is on performance. This is now your opportunity to start training it. So I'm really excited to have you a part of the program. Again, please let me know if you have any questions throughout the entire process. You have the comment section below here if you do have any questions or want to tell any stories or anything like that. Please introduce yourself to us, if you would, or to me if you would, and put your name, your experience level, where you're currently at in triathlon, what you're training for over the next 12 weeks, and really in the end what you feel like you really want to get out of mental skills training, and we'll see if we can kind of make that happen for you. But for right now, follow the plan. We developed it purposefully, and we can't wait to help you reach your full potential within training and competition. Get grit, everybody. We'll look forward to seeing you here in just a moment with our next training package, or our first week of training, and we'll go ahead and continue on from there. Have a fantastic day, and we'll see you just in a second.